You said you were going to see Lady Farina?
So, she's the Hydra?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration! If you don't have one, then just raise... As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion, who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never end. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro. And
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like the Hydro Archon's entrance. Miss Hydro Archon?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. You had best stop and consider. Do you...
Whoa, talk about sounding high and...
Oh? What's with these looks?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady... Wait, does this mean they're the legendary...
Hey, what's all the commotion?
Of course! That's the blonde traveler. The one all...
Ooh, I've got to see this.
Yes, but don't get too excited. You may consider this my reward to all of you.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Unfortunately...
Oh, yeah, she's right.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting.
You see. Then...
Oh,
Right, this is fun.
Why do you care so much besides? How exactly do you plan to have a duel in court?
Oh, according to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects.
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong.
You call that obvious?
Precisely! Now, if you...
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't think that Paimon here meets...
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not
Great magician, Linny.
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of... So, with such an audience gathered...
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did Linny do that?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the...
You call that...
huh. I'm not sure what to think.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny.
Performance?
In which case, consider the matter of... But but even the gods of other I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance.
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. You never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon.
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a... So, now do you see what kind of...
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had...
I just know it will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Font...
But isn't the Opera House where criminals...
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety, and speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity.
My brother's always
Oh, sure. We don't really have...
Splendid. In that... Oh, you real... This is a magical item known as a magic...
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that, I'm not sure exactly. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation, until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine...
That sounds pretty gloomy.
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete...
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the...
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in... Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family, we hope that at least as a magical...
Oh, Paimon gets it!
Now, if you'd...
Strike a pose!